Stadler is an architect and social entrepreneur with a passion to change the perspective on aging. Her design practice focuses on creating environments for all ages and abilities that emphasize delight as much as safety. She is the executive director and co-founder of At Home with Growing Older, an interdisciplinary learning platform on aging. Susanne, take it away.
So I certainly did not trust anybody over 60 when I was in my 30s, but this changed very quickly when I moved from Austria, where age looked a little bit dark and scary, to California. And this is my lovely landlady, Jean, on the left, and she really shaped my life and my career. How we live older age has really changed over the years. People get married at older age, they take on new careers, they go back to school, but there's still something attached to the way we look and the way we feel and what age we have, how people look at us and how we value ourselves. So interesting enough, baby boomers think that older age starts at 75, but millennials think it starts at 59. So there's quite a difference. But the reality is, and that's the reality we are afraid of, that things change as we grow older. Our hearing changes very often, our dexterity, our hands, our mobility, hips and knees, and then increasingly the fear of aging out of technology. But one of the biggest fears is to give up choice, to lose control, and to ask others for help, to need care and be in the care of others. Parallel to that, another fear which comes up and which is named as one of the biggest health risks, and this is true, is isolation. People feel isolated when they're away, when they can't leave their home anymore, when friends pass away, when family moves away. And this will increase more and more with single households, which are rising. What's happening is that we all live in boxes. We live in generational boxes, and there's very little understanding how one feels at a certain age. So this breeds mistrust between generations. So what we're trying to do is fix old age. We treat old age as a disease, and we put all the machinery we can get to it and more. But what about thinking about aging as something we can also celebrate? And maybe music is something as healing as the medical tools presented to us. So out of this fear of aging comes a lack of imagination, creativity and innovation for this phase of life. Would you like to live or have dinner in a dining room like on the left, which is often part of senior living, or on the right? But it's not only the physical expression, it's also the attitude. We think about strength when we look at a Pilates machine, but when we look at a bathroom which has grab bars, another sort of strength givers, instead of that, we think about weakness. So I think that we have to change. So I think what's happening is that the fear of aging is actually backfiring. And if we want to change the story, we have to learn to be at home with growing older. It means attach value to who we are and who others are in older age. And this will open doors for creativity. So instead of grab bars or safety bars in the bathroom, why not put climbing trips in the bathroom? And think about strengths and the fact that aging is really an extreme sport. And if our world gets smaller and maybe our living space gets smaller, there's no reason to give up delight and joy, and also the opportunity to exercise daily as a daily routine. It's easily built in. Quantity of space doesn't say anything, it's the quality of space. And then don't forget, environments should adapt to us and not we adapt to environments. So if you're a gardener and that's your passion and you can't bend down anymore, garden beds can raise up to come to your height. You can have a railing, you can have a beautiful pathway, espaliers. And then there's always the opportunity to help each other. Young adults need housing, older adults need smart brains and strong hands. What a perfect base for roommates. And this was actually my situation with my lovely landlady. And at the end of life, it's not about a medical environment. It's about creating an environment which reflects who you are, which reflects your dreams and your aspiration. Hospice should be like paradise, that's what I think. And on the city level, we hear a lot of talk about age-friendly environments. The biggest and the most successful age-friendly environments are parks and playgrounds. That's where people and generation can mix and mingle. But there are other examples, like the Swiss, of course, have taken it further. They bring the world really to the older adult. It's a great project where senior housing is right attached to the soccer stadium, and you can watch the latest games from your window. But one of my favorite projects is this one. And it's a building in a little town in Austria, where I'm obviously from. And you might think, what is this, a kindergarten? No, it's a nursing home. And it's lovely, playful, and it talks about the pride of being an older person. So I wanted to share the 4 principles of being at home with growing older that I have created. Being in community like tonight, sharing meals with friends and family, random acts of beauty, and then most importantly, keep playfulness in your life. Thank you.